Six. Oh, dude.
I apologize. We could have gotten started a lot earlier, but I've had a bunch of phone calls, stuff to have to deal with.
That's all right, Your Honor. As long as we start, we good.
Yeah, we got a short calendar today.
Yes, sir.
I'm like, to whomever prayed to whatever deity that got us on this short calendar, keep doing the same thing.
It's called the rain, sir.
I know. I know.
All right, we got everybody out.
Okay. So I've made this go live. We're ready to get started. We're gonna try to see if we can get through this in a smooth manner. So Deputy Oliver, is that on the men's side?
No, sir, I'm right here. I just have it on the other computer on the other side of the bench.
Okay. Okay. Do we have the men?
They're all present, sir.
Oh, okay, great. All right. Good morning, everyone. This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court. I'm here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing, but should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you. So please don't discuss the facts of your case. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights: to the presumption of innocence, to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, to a speedy and public trial by jury, to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense, and to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail. These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you are in jail. If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you can remain in jail until your trial. You could also receive additional felony charges. It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person would not be allowed to post your bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Where the bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible the crime occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing. However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date. Lastly, I need everyone to raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that any statements you make during this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God? Okay, let's get started with Miss Barnes.
Can't go back to the cell. It's Barnes. Right here.
Ma'am, you're charged with one count of kidnapping. I've set the bond at $25,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
How much?
$25,000.
And how much would I have?
Yo,
to
we
pay?
have a court. Yo.
10%, 10 to 12%. So we're talking about 2,500, maybe $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes.
Okay. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Drew Pratcher. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 24th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Go back to 6 or something.
Miss Ridley? Ma'am, you've been charged with 2 counts of entering an automobile. I've set the bond on the first count at $5,000. I've set a $10,000 bond for the theft by taking charge. $5,000 for criminal damage to property in the second degree. $5,000 for the second entering automobile charge. $2,000 for theft by taking. $10,000 for the second or third entering automobile charge, and $2,000 for the misdemeanor theft by taking. So you have a total bond set at, let's see, 10, 20, 30, $39,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
No, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 24th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived if you're able to bond out. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back. Miss, is it Salis?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you've been charged with 2 misdemeanor offenses. One is improper lane change. Bond is going to be set at $500. The other is driving a vehicle without a valid license. The bond is going to be set at $1,000. So again, total bond of $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
No, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 23rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. The date will get waived upon your ability to bond out. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. I think I may have cut you off. Is there something you wanted to say to me?
Yes. I'm not from here. I don't even live here. I'm just passing through. I live in Texas, and I stay 16 hours from here. I'm 22 weeks pregnant, and I don't have no family or nothing here. to even like bond me. Like, I don't even live here. I was just literally passing through. I stay in Killeen, Texas. So like, I don't have no people here to even contact, nothing.
Okay. So
I was gonna see, is there any way like I could get like a I don't know if they in Texas they call it a PR bond. I don't know if they just call it that here because I don't have
it's called a UJR, unsecured judicial release. And the problem with that, ma'am, is that if I gave you an unsecured judicial release bond, you can go back to Texas and never have to show up.
Yes, sir, I understand. It's just because I'm pregnant and I really am far from here, like no family, like I don't have nobody here to like even help me.
Okay. So the allegation, ma'am, is that you were driving a car without a license.
Yes, sir. I was on the way to go pick up my sister and I was on looking at the GPS maps and I was in the wrong lane. So I tried to, that's the only reason why I got pulled over. And I tried to switch over. A lady was in the back of me and she was letting me get over. But there was an officer behind her. And so that's why I had got pulled over. But I was going to get my sister and she had a license. I was literally just picking her up. I was just passing through like Georgia. I don't even live here. I don't know people here, like no family.
No, and I understand that, ma'am, but I mean, that's a decision that you made.
Yes, sir.
So, your sister lives here?
No, she was just down here visiting. I don't even know why she was down here visiting. She just asked me to come get her, and that's exactly where I was on my way to.
So you drove from Texas to Georgia to pick up your sister?
Yes, sir. And she's a minor, so like she couldn't even do anything for me.
She's a minor, so what were her mother and father? They couldn't do that?
It's like I watch over her, like I take care of her. Her mom like hasn't been in her life. My family, my grandmother, them like we watch her.
Okay. So, ma'am, what I would encourage you to do is this. Since you live in Texas, have your sister, because she's the one that got you into this, based upon what you're saying, is have her contact a bonding company in Texas where you live, and they can make arrangements with a bonding company here. One of the problems that occurs is the bonding company here, they don't want to write a bond for someone that lives out of state, because if you choose to not show up, that bonding company then has to go to Texas to try to bring you back, or they lose the money that they've invested into you. Okay. So she asked the minimum I think that she can do, since she's the reason that you came here and got arrested. Okay. And I don't know why you don't have a valid license, but I would encourage you. And today, I mean, the way that things are today, to not have a driver's license, it's like not having shoes on.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, man. You're free to go back. All right. Mr. Barfield.
I'm sorry, what was that court date you set for me?
It was November 23rd. These are misdemeanor offenses. I would encourage you, ma'am, not to resign yourself to being in jail. There are ways and avenues and things that you can pursue. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you, but you know, you gotta start taking steps that will benefit you in life. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. You're free to go back. Mr. Barfield.
Barfield.
Sir, you're charged with one count of driving on a suspended license. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. One count of improper lane change. Bond is going to be set at $500. One count of driving a vehicle with the expired or invalid tag. Bond is going to be set at $500. And one count of criminal trespass, where bond is going to be set at $2,000. So you're going to have a total bond, sir, of $4,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
I believe I got somebody that can help me for it.
Oh, okay. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for November 23rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, Mr. Barfield?
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay. You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, sir. You're free to go back.
Okay. thank you.
Mr. Brooks.
Brooks. Brooks. Don't go all the way through, please. Huh? Don't go all the way through. Hey, Barfield, go all the way through. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Brooks, sir, you're charged with 2 counts of theft by receiving stolen property. These are felony offenses. Bond is going to be denied at this point because there's an indication that you're on probation or parole. 2 counts of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Bond is going to be denied on those offenses for the same reason. Tampering with evidence, I set a bond at $2,000. Possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, bond is going to be denied at this point, because it appears that you're on probation or parole. Possession of firearm by a convicted felon, bond is going to be denied on that offense for the same reason. And then use or possession of drug-related objects, I've set a bond of $1,500. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for November 24th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. You're going to have a bond hearing date set for December 3rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, sir, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
What I gotta do to get the whole bond thing situated with probation?
So the way that this statute is written, 1710(1) means that if a person is on probation or parole, I can't set bond at the initial hearing, but you can have bond set. So if the district attorney's office agrees to a consent bond, that's one way that it can happen, or you would have to have a hearing. And depending on what your lawyer is able to do or work out, that hearing date can be tomorrow, or it can be at the date that's been set. Okay. All right, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Gibson.
Gibson, yeah. Gibson. Yes, sir.
Sir, you've been charged with 8 separate offenses. The first is failure to have your headlights on The bond's going to be set at $500. Obstructing or hindering a law enforcement officer, a bond is going to be set at $2,000. Reckless driving, bond is going to be set at $2,000. Violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, bond is going to be set at $5,000. Possession with intent to distribute, bond is going to be set at $10,000. Tampering with evidence, bond is going to be set at $2,000. Driving a car with your license not on person, bond is going to be set at $500. And use or possession of drug-related objects, bond is going to be set at $1,500. So that's a total bond, sir, of, let's see, 15, 19, 21, 22, $23,500 by my estimate. Do you believe you can post that bond? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 24th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sir, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Sir,
Okay, you're free to go back.
you go back in, you can step from the camera where you were.
Mr. Hart, are you Mr. Hardnett? Okay, sir, you're charged with one count of criminal damage to property in the second degree. This is a felony offense. The bond is going to be set at $4,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Not right away. Is the way I can pay my tax increase,
Okay,
my tax bond outside, like whatever my apartment wanted to charge. I heard they had a felony that they wanted me to fix. Are you listening? Hello?
Hey, I'm talking to Jim about that. Now, he's listening. He can't help but hear you.
Hello?
are you there, Mr. Hardnett?
I can't hear you very well.
Okay, so
Repeat that.
can you post this bond?
And most favoritism, not by myself.
Okay. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I'm a working young gentleman. But give me the tab. Be on the outside. Okay.
So, Mr. Hardnett, are you currently, you said you're working.
Yes, sir.
How much do you earn per hour based upon your estimate?
10 to 20 hours per hour.
Okay. All right, sir, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for November 22nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out. So you are free to go back, Mr. Hardnett.
I'm gonna take it back. See you later, Clark.
Mr. Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, sir, you're charged with one count of armed robbery. I cannot set bond for that offense at this stage. And I denied bond on the possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, possession of a weapon at school functions. I've set a $4,000 bond on simple battery and a $1,500 bond on disorderly conduct. I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for November 24th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Also going to set a bond hearing date for December 3rd, 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, no, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back, Mr. Jackson. Mr. Moore,
More. Are you going through?
Mr. Moore, sir, you've been charged with 2 counts of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. I've set bonds at $3,000 for each of those counts. They're felony offenses, and 1 count of driving a vehicle with, it says improper use of fog lights, but it says that you didn't have your headlights on, you just had your fog lights. So you're gonna have a total bond of $6,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Sir.
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for November 24th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, it's okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Who is this? Mr. Ramsey. Mr. Ramsey, sir, you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. This is a misdemeanor offense. Bond's going to be set at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 23rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me? Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Sanders.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Sir, you've been charged with giving 1 count of giving a false name, address, or date of birth. Bond's going to be set at $2,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yeah, I can, but I'm not going to. I'll save the money, bro. I'm pleading, I'm saving the money. I'm not gonna bond it.
Hey, Mr. Sanders, he asked you a yes or no question.
I said yes.
Okay, so leave it a yes.
5/22.
Listen.
Okay. So you're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for November 23rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah, by all means, please.
Okay. You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay, sir. You're free to go back.
Have a good one.
You too. Mr. Watts.
Mr. Watts.
Morning.
Good morning. So, Mr. Watts, the officer that arrested you amended their, we call it a WAA, which is warrantless arrest affidavit. And the officer wanted the theft by shoplifting charge to be dismissed. So I have dismissed the theft by shoplifting charge, but there is still a charge pending of intent to cheat or defraud a retail establishment.
Yes, sir.
So bond is going to be set at $4,000 for that. Do you believe you can post that bond?
I can, sir, with that 4,000, I thought it was, okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Mr. Watts, we can have a discussion in a moment, okay? But let me get through what I need to get through with you, okay? So this is a felony offense. So the preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 24th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. So do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
All right, so I'm not familiar with that. You said it's a felony case right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I can post a $4,000 bill.
Okay. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes. I don't know, if that's an appointment for lawyer.
Okay, so you said yes, but then you said something after that I didn't really pick up.
I understand what appointment a lawyer means, that's all.
So you have a right to a lawyer to represent you. And if you can't afford a lawyer,
I got you. Yes,
one can be appointed to represent you if you want.
yes, I take that.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. So, Mr. Watts, let me ask you this question. And I'm trying to be careful because I don't want you to discuss the facts of your case. That's between you and your lawyer. Okay. But it appears that you believe that maybe there's something nefarious going on, or
Sir, just between me and you, well, not between me and you, I went inside the establishment. I'm an electrician. The same wire that I come with, I just want to make sure I purchase the same wire. He accused me of returning an item that I bought, that I got off the shelf in the store.
okay.
Call the police in this situation just to resolve it in a matter of understanding. An intent to defraud. I never even left the store. Once he approached me and explained to me what he felt was going on, I explained to him what I was doing. And I'm here to purchase these items. I never left the store, never walked out the store, never left the cashier.
Okay. So let me tell you what the allegation is against you so you can be prepared to have this conversation with your lawyer. The allegation that is being alleged against you is that you brought a receipt in from California and that you are trying to use that receipt to exchange an item or whatever. But again, that's why we do this as early as possible to get you a lawyer so that you can have that conversation and that these cases can move on. Okay.
Yes, I can post bail. I need a phone call, please.
You get it out of court, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Watts, you are free to go back, sir. Mr. Williams, Alan Williams.
Williams.
Dexter or?
Alan Williams.
Yeah.
Alan.
My bad, y'all. I ain't know.
Man, you good. It's come right here. Thank you.
Good morning, Judge, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. You've been charged with one count of disorderly conduct. This bond is set by schedule, which means it's automatically set at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Personally, sir, I don't, just because of reasons. If I can tell you why.
You can. Give me 1 second.
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for November 23rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your ability to bond out. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, Mr. Williams?
He's talking to you, sir.
I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, I think I can bond out, but I don't have no family down here in Atlanta. I can't.
So the current question is, do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, what was your question, Mr. Williams?
My question is this. I don't have no family down here that can buy me out of Atlanta. I came down here from Chicago to move down here with my girlfriend. It was no altercation or anything. It was just me being loud in front of your respected officer. And he put me in handcuffs. It was supposed to just be detained, but I know once I'm in handcuffs, I had to go to jail. I did nothing violent. So I was really asking, like, if I could, I know that's probably not on the table, but if I could really be dismissed, 'cause I don't have no family. I do have money, but my money is at her house. My cars and things of that nature is at her house. And also, I have people, I only have like 1 or 2 people in Chicago that's willing to pay. They called the bail bondsman yesterday when I had my free call, and they was willing to pay the $240, half of, for the bail bondsman. But they told them since they're not from Atlanta, that's not possible. So my question to you was like, is there any other option? Because I had a job back in Chicago that I was gonna get hired for. I was only down here, whatever, just to be closer to someone, and it was all a misunderstanding. I didn't mean to yell at your respected officer, but I'm just really asking for any type of leniency I can get, because I do have money to pay the 240. I could have built out yesterday. I just don't have no family down here. I don't even have family in Chicago. I just have one person that's, would be willing to help me out in the bail situation.
So, is the person you're talking about Miss Foster?
Are you talking about Maya Foster?
Yes.
No, she stayed down here, and that's the person that told me to come down here and wanted me to move in her house with her.
Okay, so let me explain something to you. The short answer to your question is no, I'm not going to dismiss this charge. The reason that I'm not going to dismiss this charge is because the allegation is that you were yelling and screaming at Miss Foster and supposedly placing her in fear for her safety, and that neighbors came out and apparently witnessed this, and that's the disorderly conduct.
So what happened was
I don't want you to tell me what happened,
sir,
because that's between you and your lawyer. But the reason I'm not dismissing this is because, Mr. Williams, you are an adult. And if you're yelling and screaming out in public, you're going to get a disorderly conduct charge. Okay? So you got a disagreement. Everybody has disagreements, but how you deal with it is how you're supposed to live your life as an adult. And in this situation, it appears that you were, at least from the allegation, you were not conducting yourself as an adult.
Police told me to go back upstairs and just go upstairs and be quiet.
You talking the same thing over and over.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Mr. Williams, that's gonna get you brought to the jail every day, all day, every day. So if you want to live your life that way, you're gonna be coming in and out of the jail. If you want to live your life like an adult, you have a disagreement, and it doesn't end up with you yelling and screaming or whatever. So, sir, your family members in Chicago can help you. They can actually post the entire amount to the sheriff's department. That'll hold it and return it to them when your case is over. But I'm not going to dismiss this, and I'm not going to reduce the bond amount.
If I would have to find a bondsman. I mean, a bail bondsman. I'm sorry, I don't know how this process works.
No, that's fine. It's you can, again, your family members up in Chicago, or the one person you said up in Chicago, they can go to a bonding company up there, and they can put the money down, and that bonding company will call down to Clayton County with one of the companies that are authorized to write bonds, And so that bonding company knows in Clayton County, if you were to skip on the bond or didn't show up to court, that the bonding company up in Chicago, they have an interest in making sure you appear in court. And that'll make them feel more comfortable about this. But sir,
Put 'em on. Wait.
sir, all of the stuff that I've read in here, this is stuff that was totally within your control. Okay? All right, sir, you're free to go back.
Step in.
Dexter Williams.
Dexter Williams.
Dexter Williams.
I have no idea. Fall down. Then bring her up. And get the officer worksheet. We're doing cool.
Okay, so Mr. Williams, this is another offense that I cannot set bond on at this stage. Anything over 10 pounds, an allegation of trafficking marijuana, anything over 10 pounds, I cannot set bond. So you're gonna have a preliminary hearing date for November 24th at 8:30 in the morning. You're gonna have a bond hearing date for December 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, your lawyer may be able to negotiate terms with the district attorney's office where they will agree to a consent bond. As a judge, I have no dog in that fight. If that's what the district attorney wants to do, then hey, I'll agree to it. But that's kind of currently where you stand. Yes, sir.
I guess I'll hold off on that. I'll probably get a lawyer. I'll end up getting a lawyer or something. I'll hold off.
That will probably be in your best interest to have things to move as quickly as possible. So I'll just say you're gonna hire your own lawyer.
Okay.
Okay, anything else, sir? Okay. You're free to go back.
All right, Your Honor.
Thank you. I will see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. You have a good day.
You too.